The city of Reno is looking to Seattle for some help dealing with our growing homeless population. On Friday, a delegation of local leaders headed there to tour some of their more creative solutions. Ariana Bennett got to tag along for that trip. And Ari, we're talking tiny houses?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Seattle has about half a dozen tiny house villages. Now, they use them for transitional housing for their homeless population. And they gave us a look at how they work. It's a story you'll see only on Channel 2. For new ideas, sometimes it's best to look outside of the box. In this case, outside of the state and inside a tiny house.
Come on in.
2 years ago, the city of Seattle voted to build villages like these, sets of tiny 8 by 10-foot homes, transitional housing to get people back on their feet. It's less than 120 square feet of living space, but for many, it's the first time in years they've had a roof over their head.
Before the camp, me and my husband were living underneath the West Seattle Bridge for probably about a good 2 years. Going from that to this is like you get some sense of normalcy again.
Seattle is struggling with rising rents and a growing population that pushes more people out onto the streets. And Reno officials say that's the future for us without some major changes.
Rents are starting to skyrocket, and if we don't do something about it and start looking outside the box, we're going to see our homeless population escalate more than it already has.
That's what brought this delegation from Northern Nevada to see if these tiny homes could be a big solution.
Usually people put like a bed up here.
A roof, a bed, and a place to keep your things.
The villages are on public land, and the city of Seattle does the sanitation and trash pickup. The rest of the costs come from fundraising. The homes cost about $1,200 each. They're built by church groups, tribes, and high school building programs, and then donated. The residents staff the village themselves. They take shifts doing security and cleanup and any other jobs that need doing. For Charmaine, that's been the best part. She spent 8 years working in accounting before addiction and tough circumstances left her homeless. Now she's the official village bookkeeper.
To do that and to actually do stuff here is like this. I have a job again, pretty much, and it feels good. Working here as a bookkeeper is a voluntary position. You know what I mean? I can also put that on my resume saying that I did this, and I have character references and so forth. So, not being homeless, I made something of myself while I'm homeless also.
And when it comes to getting an outside job, the residents get help from caseworkers. They also have access to community laundry facilities and showers. They can leave for interviews and lock their doors without wondering if their belongings will be there when they get back. Like shelters, there's no alcohol, drugs, violence, or weapons allowed. But unlike shelters, couples can live together. People can keep their pets with them, and fathers aren't separated from their children. It's a change Cashel says he wants to see in Reno.
Everybody wants to get them off the river, want to get them out of the alleyways and out in front of their businesses. Well, so we got to put them somewhere. And this is the best solution that I've come up with so far.
Yeah, there was a lot of enthusiasm for this project, but before the city can go full steam ahead on tiny villages, they do have to work through a lot of details and some red tape. I spoke with the assistant city manager about this, and tomorrow night we will bring you the logistics of tiny houses in Reno, basically what it would take to bring them here. Covering the story live, Ariana Bennett, Channel 2 News.